The O. Henry Playhouse presents Man About Town.
Did another man just go through here?
Tall man, top hat, friend of Mabel?
That's him. Thanks.
This is O. Henry in pursuit of a story. That was backstage at the Gaiety Theater he just left. This is New York, 1904. By now, O. Henry is on his way to becoming a legend. Every street, every house, everything and everybody holds a story to be told. And O. Henry seeks them out with a warm understanding that makes him the most widely read storyteller in the country. This time, the pursuit of the elusive story led him into unlooked-for complications. Uh-oh. Who's to blame for this? The horse? The driver? Or O. Henry?
Oh, you've heard the good news.
What was that, Doctor?
Well, no broken bones, no internal complications. Have you out of here tomorrow.
Hey.
Very lucky man. Mr. O. Henry, what was so important to you that you'd rushed blindly across the street in the face of that speeding traffic?
I was looking for a man about town. In fact, I was running after him right at his heels. When suddenly, wham, when I woke up here.
Automobiles. Why is everybody in such a hurry? Where are they going, and why do they have to get there so fast?
38 miles an hour. They'll make an accordion of time, 2 Sundays in a week. And you know, Doctor, no matter where you go, no matter how fast, you'll still have yourself with you. Idea.
Doing some riding, huh? Do you mind?
Not at all.
Man about town. Based on your own experience?
Entirely, Doctor. I was at home, working diligently. You know, Doctor, sometimes in the quiet of the night, your imagination gives a local habitation and a name to things that are hard to define. I happen to use the expression, man about town. I suddenly realize that's just what he is. An expression. A convenience, if you will. I knew John Public and man higher up, but the man about town was still a tantalizing mystery to me. In short, I had to admit I didn't know what I was writing about.
That's rather a damaging admission for an author to make, isn't it?
Well, it's worse when the reader doesn't know what you're writing about. That's devastating. But when an author admits it to himself, that's an honest confession of ignorance. I decided to change that condition. It was Mary, my friend the flower woman, who started me on the trail. Evening, Mary.
Oh, good evening, Mr. O. Henry. A trifling bit I saved especially for you, sir. To go with the glint in your eye and the dressed-up look of you.
Bachelor button.
Forget-me-nots. An uncommon flower in New York.
I shall wear it with distinction and bring it home unsullied, even though, as you suspect, I might be on the prowl tonight.
And is the prowling to be an aimless wandering?
I want to meet and talk to a man about town. I've used him several times in telling stories, but he's more vague in my mind than a type should be.
I've heard that expression myself. And it always seems to me he was a sort of a man who...
There, you see. Now, that's what happens when I attempt to describe him.
Oh, please, sir, if you're going through the park, speak to Clarence. Tell him that you're a friend of mine.
How shall I know him?
You'll find him on the 3rd bench on the main walk. He's a philosophical man like yourself, sir, and he might be able to help you.
Sir, I claim this bench by right of continuous occupancy. It's been my home now for these past 3 seasons. A poor thing, but mine own.
I've no wish to dispossess or disturb you, Clarence, if indeed you are Clarence.
Am I addressed by a gentleman and a scholar, or does the law present itself to me in some new guise? Well, speak up, sir. If you are a policeman, whack me across my all too tender feet and be gone.
My name is O. Henry. I'm looking for a man about town. Mary told me you might help me.
You're a friend of Mary's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pray pardon my being out of costume, sir. My evening stick is at my jeweler's, having its silver head buffed. You mentioned a man about town.
I did. Is it possible I've ended my search?
You mean, is it possible that I should be this legendary character?
Well, you have the hat, cutaway coat, and carry a stick.
Yes, and my ankles are encased in spats. And yet you see before you, sir, a broken man. A mere shell of what was once a free soul. Now, had you approached me last night and posed this pretty problem, I should have answered without hesitation. Yes, sir, I am he. A man about town.
Something happened today?
Something most disturbing. Now, it's true that I live largely on the bounty and largesse of my fellow townsmen. Never until today have I been called a tramp.
Perhaps you set too much store on temporary setback.
Perhaps. No, I suppose that within a few days I will have recovered my usual buoyancy of spirit, my elan, as we used to say in the Horse Guards, and I'm sure that the damage can be repaired. My momentary concern is that I failed you, a friend of Mary's. Come to me in all good conscience.
How did you fail me?
Well, you came to me looking for a man about town.
And found him?
Now, were I really a man about town, I should never have been...
Permit me.
Oh, a pleasure. Oh, allow me.
Thank you, sir.
Well, your kind impulse does you credit, sir, but this is a time for honesty. We can do better than that. Now, let me think. I have it. There is a young lady. Come with me, sir. Quick, please. The young lady, Dulcie, lives here in this rooming house, and like all of us, faces a problem. For several weeks now, she's wrestled with the question of propriety, and on numerous occasions has stopped by the bench to give me a blow-by-blow account of the bout's progress.
And you think through her I'll find a man about town?
I think her opponent, rather her pursuer, is the man about town. And tonight, the final round is to be fought and a decision reached. We may just be in time to see the man about town when he comes to call for her. I hope we're not too late.
Piggy. Oh, Piggy.
Dulcie. Dulcie, nothing is worth this. Where's Piggy?
I sent him away.
This gentleman is a friend of mine. I wanted him to meet Piggy.
Piggy's Mr. Piggott, the man of whom I told you.
Why did you send him away?
I couldn't, Clarence. I just couldn't. Not with him watching me. I don't know his name, but he means more to me than anyone else in this world. I bought him in a second-hand shop when I first came to New York. His face and his bearing represent everything that's good and kind and noble. So with him watching, I just had to send Mr. Piggott away. You do understand that, don't you, Clarence?
Of course.
And you, sir?
I sympathize with what you say, but I don't know your story.
My friend is at a disadvantage. Why don't you dry your eyes and tell him about Piggy?
Well, sir, this is by way of explanation, not an excuse.
I'm sure I'll understand.
He is what is known as a spender. When the girls go out with him, they talk of fine dinners, music, and splendidly dressed ladies, and things to eat that twisted the girls' jaws when they talked about them. He's a very expensive dresser and a connoisseur on starvation. He can look at a shop girl and tell you within an hour the last time she had anything more substantial to eat than a marshmallow and a cup of tea. He's not very hard to meet, and I had the added excuse of having been introduced to him by one of the other girls.
Mm-hmm. And still you turned him down?
It's silly, but I just couldn't in front of him.
Too bad you didn't think to put him away in a drawer when you left this morning. Then his eyes wouldn't have been watching you tonight when you were dressing.
Even if I had hidden him, Clarence, I think I still would have known he was there. But it's worth a try.
You mean that Piggy will be back?
Oh, yes. If I know Piggy, he'll be back. That's the trouble. He loses every battle but the last one.
Too bad about Piggy. Sounds like a man.
I don't think so. If he had been really the man about town, she would have gone with him.
That's a fine distinction. Can I drop you someplace?
Oh, no, thank you. I must hurry back to the park before the landlord locks the door on me.
See you again?
Anytime. Oh, by the way, that picture, the shining knight in whom Dulcie puts all her faith and confidence, the man whose face and bearing represent everything that's true, kind, and noble to her. You recognize him?
Not exactly, but there was something familiar about him. Who is he?
Benedict Arnold.
All right, driver. So long.
That's very good. A typical O. Henry ending. So the man about town turns out to be Benedict Arnold.
That was not the ending, Doctor. Oh. Dulcie's knight in shining armor was not the man about town.
But you say he was Benedict Arnold, and I understand he was the man about town of his day.
He didn't seem to care which town. No, our man was deeply rooted in the soil, as much a part of the city of New York as the Battery or Grant's Tomb. Thank you. Arnold was a fine soldier, but his ambition led him to betray a trust. The man I was looking for would never have let himself be caught in such a mess. Or would he?
If he wouldn't, he's a rare bird. I can understand how you'd have difficulty in finding such a man.
Still, I was getting warmer.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Say, maybe you can help me.
How?
Well, tell me, in your daily wanderings, have you ever met up with a character denominated as the man about town?
I think I know who you mean. We see them in the same places night after night. They are the devil's bodyguard. And if the soldiers of any army are as faithful as they are, their commanders are well served. We go among them, diverting a few pennies from their wickedness to the help of the unfortunate.
And they themselves are beyond help?
We hate to think so, but their wickedness is clothed in a kind of enticing charm that frequently ensnares even the most wary. I myself... Excuse me, the captain's calling.
Cup of coffee, sir.
Thank you.
How else can I serve you?
I'm looking for a man about town. You can point one out to me, if you will.
Are you serious, sir?
Oh, yes, indeed. I've heard the expression bandied about. In fact, I've used it myself several times. But it occurred to me, I don't know exactly what it means.
Well, sir, it means a man that knows his way around the nightlife. A man that you can't sell the Brooklyn Bridge to, but who will buy a gold brick if it's dressed in pretty clothes. A man like, well, I don't see one in the restaurant right now, but perhaps it's a little early yet.
You mean they keep regular hours?
No, sir. They're on a 24-hour shift, but they do have certain hours which they devote to developing new contacts. Oh, here comes somebody who might be able to help you. Mr. Adams, newspaper man. Good evening, Mr. Adams.
Evening, Charles. I'll have a cup of clam broth.
Yes, sir. Well, I told this gentleman you might be able to help him. He's looking for a man about town.
Any particular one?
No, I'm interested in him as a species. I've unearthed various details as to dress and habit, but so far I haven't met one.
Sir, you interest me. You touch on a subject very close to my heart. As Charles probably told you, I'm a newspaper man familiar with the local scene. Are you a native New Yorker, Mr.?
Oh, Henry. I was born in Greensboro, North Carolina. Spent a little time in Texas. Came here recently from Pittsburgh.
I can well understand your concern. There is a definite type man about town peculiar to New York. He's quite familiar to me, but I don't think I've ever been called upon before to define the character. It would be difficult to point out an exact specimen, though the search for such a one would prove to be most entertaining as well as educational.
I heartily agree with you so far.
He's a man who has chased Bohemia about the town from Rathskeller to Roof Garden, from Hester Street to Harlem, until you can't find a place in the city where they don't cut their spaghetti with a knife.
I accept all you say, but these are mostly generalizations. Can you particularize for me?
I'm glad you brought the subject up. I've felt the influence of this nocturnal blight upon our city, but I've never tried analyzing it before. I can see now where your man about town should have been classified a long time ago. In his wake spring up wine merchants and cloak models, and the orchestra always plays Let's All Go Up to Maud's for him by request. He makes his rounds every evening, while you and I see the elephant once a week. When the gambling den is raided, he merely winks at the officer and walks away immune, whereas you and I search among the presidents for a name to give the desk sergeant.
You classified him. You painted his portrait for the Gallery of City Types. But I must see him face to face. I must know this man about town. Where shall I find him? How shall I know him?
I'm about to dine here, and if there be a man about town here now or later, I'll point him out to you, and together we'll stalk him to his lair.
No, thank you, sir. I've had my dinner. I must find this man about town if I have to rake New York from the Battery to Coney Island.
Your table's ready, Mr. Adams.
Thank you, Charles. You won't change your mind, sir. Some more coffee and perhaps some dessert?
No, thanks. I'm on my way, since this one we seek is such an elusive creature.
I can understand your eagerness for the chase. I'd enjoy your company, but I can also understand the stirring within you. Charles, a menu, please.
Yes.
This is a note to Trixie, top girl at the Gaiety. She has seen your man about town under every circumstance. Make yourself known to her and follow her instructions. If anyone can guide you to your prey, she can.
You want to see Trixie, eh?
If I may, a newspaper man named Adams referred me to her.
That's all right, mister. Trixie ain't hard to see. She's on stage right now. That's her dressing room down there, number 4.
Thank you, sir.
Here, you better take this menu with you. 85 cents, huh?
What was that?
85 cents. They don't mind charging, do they? 85 cents for a steak? Some night I'm going to get real reckless and order one of those filet mignons.
Why not tonight? Sorry I can't join you, but consider yourself my guest.
Well, if you put it that way. You ever seen Trixie?
No, I haven't, but from what I've heard...
Oh, she's some high stepper. Now, if you was to stand right over there, you'd see her on stage.
Thank you. Miss Trixie?
You pay special.
Miss Trixie. Miss Trixie, if you please.
Why? You haven't changed it in a year.
But there's something added tonight.
You're no waiter.
No, would you read that note?
Are you pulling my leg?
Not literally. It suggests pleasant possibilities.
What's your name?
Oh, Henry.
Well, come with me, O. Henry. We're going places. Have a
a seat while I get out of these overalls.
What?
Costume, work clothes, overalls.
Hey, I hope you didn't misunderstand what Adams meant by that note, or I hope I didn't.
Of course not. You want to hit some spots, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for...
I know what you're looking for. Just leave everything to Trixie. Well, you're not married, are you?
No, I'm a widower.
Well, then what are you so worried about? Call it Girl About Town, and I'll give you enough material to write a half dozen stories.
Well, I have a pretty definite idea what that expression means, girl about town, but I'm at a complete loss as regards man about town, and I'm determined to get a look at him in the flesh.
Have it your way. How do we go? First cabin?
What does that mean?
That means how are you fixed for Mazuma? This is to be a business trip, then let's get down to business. You know, I've had several men take a run at me with this rider approach before, but I think you really mean it.
I do. But perhaps you'd rather not.
Now, I'll go through with this. I like your style. Besides that, I owe Jerry Adams a favor. A deal?
A deal.
Oh, I didn't know you had company.
Well, that's all right, honey. This gentleman's a friend of Jerry Adams. You're a friend of mine? Friend? He's friend.
How do you do?
He's cute, Trixie. Where are you going?
Around and around. He wants to see a man about town.
You should have told me. I just ran one out of my dressing room.
Oh, Mabel, you never did.
So help me, not over 5 minutes ago.
You're sure he was a man about town?
Hat, coat, gloves, and stick.
Excuse me, ladies. Excuse me.
Well, what got into him?
Did another man just go through here?
Tall man, top hat, friend of Mabel?
That's him. Thanks.
Good morning, sir. So you've decided to stay with us for a few days.
Oh, all I remember is the smell of gasoline. Where am I?
In the Mercy Hospital. You were hit by an automobile. You want to read about it?
Oh, you read it to me.
It's quite a long article. It happened near the stage entrance to the Gaiety Theater. The driver of the automobile was not held. His brakes refused to work, and you were not seriously hurt. And then the article goes on to say that up to a late hour last night, the victim of the accident had not been identified, although he appeared to be a typical man about town. Is there anything else, sir?
No. No, that's absolutely all.
I'd like to have seen your face when you found out. Are you sure this isn't a dream, a story you made up? Did this really happen?
Exactly as I told you, Doctor, almost word for word. Mary, Clarence, Dulcie, the Salvation Army girl, Adams, and Trixie. Well, I'm in the hospital, and you examined me.
Yes, but the rest of it, to find that you yourself were the thing that you'd been looking for. It's incredible. Fantastic. That's life.